Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are unpacking something absolutely wild. We're going to break down the massive cyber attack that recently hit Coca-Cola's Fairlife brand, and we'll discover what this whole ordeal reveals about the terrifying modern evolution of ransomware. Because we're not talking about a little startup making a rookie mistake here. This is one of the biggest, most highly resourced companies on the planet getting caught right in the crosshairs.
So, picture this, July 16th, 2026. The Coca-Cola Company has to make a massive public admission. They step up and confirm a major cybersecurity incident, announcing that their hugely popular dairy brand, Fairlife, was hit by a ransomware attack. And guys, this wasn't just some minor IT glitch. This attack actually forced the temporary suspension of parts of its US manufacturing operations. I really want you to let that sink in for a second. The physical manufacturing lines of a global powerhouse literally ground to a halt because of malicious code.
It really forces us to ask, how does a billion-dollar, highly resourced production line just stop? And more importantly for you and me, what does this massive corporate crisis mean for our personal digital safety? Because trust me on this, the mechanics of this attack are way closer to your daily life than you might think. Now, full disclosure here, the corporate investigation into this specific event is still totally ongoing. Coca-Cola and their cybersecurity teams are actively working through it. We don't have all the puzzle pieces yet, like who's behind it, what the ransom demand is, or if any data was actually exposed. But while that investigation plays out behind closed doors, the sheer mechanics of shutting down a physical factory teach us a massive lesson about modern threats.
Section 1. IT versus OT systems. Let's look at exactly why those factory belts stopped moving.
Okay, so we all know IT, right? Information technology. That's the stuff that pops into your head when someone says cybersecurity. It handles the office side of the business. We're talking about things like email servers, employee laptops, spreadsheets, customer databases. It's basically the digital paperwork side of the corporate world.
But here is the real game changer. OT, or operational technology. This is a totally different beast. OT consists of the software and systems that physically run machinery. This is the factory floor. It controls the conveyor belts, those massive bottling lines, and the incredibly precise temperature controls you need to safely process dairy.
And this highlights a brutal shift in how hackers are operating today. Old ransomware? It mostly lived in the IT world. Hackers would target IT to steal data or lock an inbox. Super annoying, sure, but it rarely stopped a physical factory. But today's ruthless new ransomware model goes straight for the OT. By targeting operational technology, hackers can physically stop production lines. And the logic is just brutal. Lock an inbox, cause an annoyance. Lock a production line, you're making the company bleed money by the hour. It totally dials up the financial pressure to pay the ransom, and fast. That's very likely what we're seeing play out with Fairlife right now.
Section 2. How hackers get in. Let's explore these common entry points.
So, while we're still waiting to find out exactly how they got into Fairlife, we know hackers almost always use the same handful of tricks. Number 1 is phishing. And I'm not talking about obvious, poorly spelled spam emails anymore. These are highly targeted, sophisticated messages. They perfectly mimic a shipping notice or an urgent message from internal IT support. Literally just one careless click, and boom, the attacker is inside your network.
The second entry point is unpatched software. Look, we are all guilty of hitting that Remind Me Later button on an update. But every time you do that, you're essentially leaving a window wide open. Those updates aren't just for shiny new features. Attackers actively and constantly scan the internet for those exact unpatched vulnerabilities to slip through the cracks.
And third, weak or reused passwords. Hackers aren't sitting at a keyboard trying to guess your pet's name anymore. They use automated tools that fire off thousands of password combinations every single second. Meaning, if you're reusing the same password, one single leak from a totally random website can unlock your entire digital life. It's crazy.
Section 3. 3 ways to protect yourself. Here are some actionable steps you can take today.
And this is where we zoom out from the macro corporate world right down to your personal devices. Because honestly, whether the target is a Fortune 500 dairy brand or just your personal email account, the entry points are exactly the same. And since the entry points are the same, your defense strategy is the same. So here are 3 simple, totally free steps to make sure you don't become the next ransomware victim.
Step 1. The 3-2-1 backup rule. Remember, ransomware only works because it forces your hand. It takes away your options. This rule completely strips away a hacker's leverage. You just keep 3 copies of your data on 2 different types of storage, with 1 copy kept completely offline and disconnected.
If you ever get hit, no problem. You wipe your machine and restore everything yourself from that offline copy without paying a single dime to a criminal.
Step 2 is multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Think of it like a heavy-duty deadbolt for your digital front door. Even if an automated tool guesses your password or a hacker successfully phishes it, they are stopped dead in their tracks without that second code. They can't get in without that app on your phone or physical security key. It takes maybe 2 minutes to set up, but it's absolutely crucial.
Step 3. Update your software daily or the second you're prompted. Seriously, we have got to stop clicking Remind Me Later. By immediately patching your software, you're closing the exact security holes hackers are actively trying to exploit right now. Every day you delay that installation is another day your digital door is left wide open.
Ultimately, if you take anything away from this, let it be this. Cybersecurity isn't about paranoia. It's just basic digital hygiene. You wouldn't go to sleep at night without locking your physical front door, right? Well, practicing the 3-2-1 backup rule, using MFA, and updating your software, that is exactly the same thing, just in the digital world.
Because, look, if a mega corporation like Coca-Cola, with all of its massive resources, can still get caught off guard and have its factory lines halted, it shouldn't cause us to panic, but it absolutely should be a stark wake-up call for our own habits. So I'll leave you with this. When was the last time you double-checked your own digital locks? Go do it today, before something goes wrong. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.